Oh, hello there, guys. Do you remember the adventures of Thomas the Tank Engine and his friends, of course? Well, I certainly did, and I've actually made a rip-off called Tomash. Here's Tomash himself. This is the first one I've made, and that was made back around late August of 2018, which was last year, of course. This one's got the very classic face, and it's sort of a very skinnier version, but then comes something pretty large and a lot more darker. Guess what? He turns into this. He's got a much clearer sort of face, a very pure anime style face. Boy, that could be a very nice film, the Thomas and Friends anime style. And yeah, it sort of looks very, very nice. And it looks pretty nice. I mean, as I said so many times, it is very, very nice. And at the time of making this video, this is actually the hardest video to create in this video. And I might have to probably, I'm gonna have to go and get a tissue for a while because I'm actually still suffering from the flu at the moment. Freaking flu at the moment, of course. And then we've got this one here. This is the third one I've actually made. Woohoo! So yes, I've actually made 3 of these Tomashes there. It's got the same sort of detailing as the first one there, which is sort of like that, but the colour is so different. You can see it's a lot more lighter in the shade of green. You said grey, didn't I? It was actually green. So that was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? But looking at this model, it's sort of nicely detailed. It's actually got a lot of extra details there. The face to me is a lot more squashed up, which is, I was actually doing an attempt to make a face to look like that, but unfortunately I ended up with a face which actually looks more like that. Looks more like a cat Thomas to me. And yes, it sort of looks amazing indeed. And the other thing I also didn't notice is that this Tomash here is actually a lot more diagonal, a little bit more slanted than straight. And there's actually a piece of cardboard right over there, underneath on this new model there, which looks sort of unusual when I actually start to probably think about it. There's the licensing info there. It used to be magenta, but now it's black, the flip-flap licensing, of course. And there's the CE logo there, which represents the safety and health of consumer goods and also the good environment that we have to protect for in Europe. So yes, it's actually just goes to show you that Europe can be good or bad at times. The tail lamp detailing, it looks pretty nice as well. And once again, it can flip over like that. It can flip up just like the other Tomash, which is similar. But it actually is very different. I think, yes, it's sort of amazing. I think it's a bit like, I don't know which Tomash I've been talking about. It's actually this one here. So it's like a combination of these 2 models there, just with the differences there. And this one here is moderately black by the way it's been coloured in. So it's a bit like the way they've been changing colours and stuff. This one's also the lightest as well. You can see how light this... You can see how light bluish this train's sort of like. And there's also a bit of extra window detailing there. So it looks sort of more complex than simple. I might probably make more of these, which sounds pretty amazing. But I was wishing I could literally just see more Percy's. And I think they were called Parsees, if you remember in another video, right? And yes, they look pretty nice. Apart from the engines that we see there, this one there has got a light dome, a light blue dome, of course, or cyan dome. Turquoise dome, whatever it's called. And once again, we've got the splash of white, which sort of looks nice. It's not just engines, we're also going to take a look at some rolling stock as well. And I think we're going to see something pretty troublesome, no pun intended. Here are some troublesome trucks. This one here looks like one of these refrigerated cars from the United States of America. But it says Northwestern Railway, and it's got the British Rail logo there. And it's also got one of these logos there, which reminds me of a logo that you find on these train companies that you find in the London Northwestern Railway. Hence the name of that, NWR, Northwestern Railway. It's named after the railway that is from Sodor, the island of Sodor. It's got a very, very cheeky-looking, evil-looking face. And that looks pretty nice, doesn't it? It says troublesome truck. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. And I've also made another one here, which is sort of like that. And it's got some very sort of Hawaiian colours in there. And it's got a very cheeky face. Buffers at the back. Or I would probably say the coupling, I can't see a coupling hook there. And there's licensing info there. Troublesome truck. And this one here has got the barcode on top there. Just looks like it's got a bit of a sort of roof thing, if you ask me. And to imagine that, I could literally just make Tomash do some shunting backwards, or maybe if I'm being a bit biased, I could literally make Tomash do some shunting like so. This is actually not the current one, of course. This is the 1 month old version of this. I could literally go biff and bash. Wow, that's probably one of the roughest and readiest ways to play with trains. Anyways, time to finish off the video with some more seagulls. How can I never be surprised about seagulls, eh? This is basically the lesser blackback gulls squabble 5-pack, £15.97. Now, I would never expect this to be quick and expensive. And there you go, there's the instructions there on how to flap these birds. Looks like the seagulls are quite angry at probably what Flip Flap is doing. And yeah, I can't really try and basically say, 1,000 words on what I actually say in this video, because I don't know if my talking quality is basically poorer than other YouTubers I like, but I'm very good at basically using some very definitive words. Okay, here is one of the evil lesser blackback gulls, or seagulls as I like to call them. You can see the red eyes there, and that's why they're so angry and aggressive. Or, I'm pretty sure maybe these gulls are likely to what's the word again? I think it was called mitigate. Yes, that's one word I actually have heard of. It's very nice, isn't it? Pulling the beaks of a seagull and pulling the tail makes them flap, doesn't it? Maybe it's more like that if I logically hold on the neck. Like so. Maybe you can hold the beak. And speaking of beaks, I could add some info there. You could actually hold here on the beak. Not just on the neck there. You can also hold on the beak. Which is sort of weird, isn't it? And if I hold that one there. And you might have seen me hold the bird. You can actually just see me pull the tail. But instead of the neck. Oops, sorry about that. Instead of the neck. I sometimes use the beak there, as assistance for the bird to flap, which is sort of amazing to hear. And there's one of the last ones there. It's got a bit of a stain thing on the wing there. And yeah, what can you say more about these birds? And the other thing I want to look at is that these birds, unfortunately, they don't have booties. I mean, just look how stupidly simplistic these freaking Flip Flap toys are like. I mean, the ludicrousness is on this channel now. Anyways, that's probably about it though, but I'm actually glad that I've got another Tomash, and yes, this is actually a pretty sort of simplistic video to create, but thankfully enough. This was actually one of the hardest videos I've actually produced on YouTube, because there was a lot of barking outside. There was a lot of foxes and dogs barking outside. There was actually 2 of them. And second, there were a lot of interruptions there, especially my parents there. And yes, that sort of looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Look at these Tomashes, eh? Wow, I mean, look at that. I actually like the trio, I suppose. And the one I would like to go for is the one in the middle, because it's got the sort of nice looking details of what this Tomash should actually be looking like, of course. I was going to make this one here as this one there, but unfortunately I ended up with the wrong one. But anyways, mistakes are mistakes, and you can't really have to probably, just forget them, because mistakes are there for you. I'll literally just say mistakes are there for you to help you learn things on what you're doing. Anyways, I think that's probably about it in this video. And as always, give a like in this video, subscribe to my channel, and as always, thank you for watching, and bye for now.